All right, I got that.
It gives them a chance to get away from their electronics and get, up into the woods and kind of away from everyday life.
They teach them leadership and teamwork, teaching them not to be bullies, and then to keep them away from drugs and alcohol. And then the kids are just all having a blast, having fun. They're learning their culture too at the same time.
All my kids, starting with one of my oldest, he's been involved with Great Camp for basically his entire life. Thanks to OG, Officer Gerking. We love the program and love what he's doing with the kids.
When Alan first came to the school, we were having a lot of gang problems.
It was pretty bad. It was really violent when I was a middle schooler.
It was completely like gang infested.
You would see one side of the hall would be all dressed in blue, one side of the hallway all dressed in red.
Across our street in Upper House, they made everything, crack, meth, anything that anyone would buy, they'd make. And you'd know what they were selling because there was a different colored towel hanging out on the front door. And then just up the block, there's people that sold pills and 2, 3 different gangs on one block.
I had a cousin who was the same age as my daughter, who literally was in his own bedroom playing Nintendo. It was a Sunday evening, heard something outside, stood up in his bedroom, and he was shot and killed. And that was devastating.
The city of Tacoma, the cities of Fife, Milton, and Puyallup all sit on top of the reservation. So we are very urban. We have folks from all over the country who are Navajo, who are Lakota, who are Seminole. We come here intertribally with open hearts, and we can learn from one another.
The Tribal Council wanted me to start some kind of a program for Chief Leschi. And so I did some research on a lot of different programs and then decided that the GREAT program was going to be the one to go with. And I went to training that February of 2005. As soon as I got back, I started my classes and teaching 4th and 6th grade.
The acronym stands for Gang Resistance Education and Training. It's not just what's a gang, but then you're teaching them all these other life skills on how to manage their personality, their behavior, and so then you teach them what anger is, and then you teach them, different ways of dealing with it.
The reason the GREAT program has officers only teach the program is because one of their goals is to make officers more approachable by kids.
Officer Gerking and Officer Beckett teach that it's okay to say no. You don't always have to be the cool kid, and it's better to be healthy than get hurt by doing something that you don't want to.
Oh, early, I see, early.
Do that right here. We're going to be meeting with fifth graders.
We'll get everybody in a line. Can we get everybody in a line real fast?
This building, it was originally a barn. We cleaned it out, we took out a wall, and we hung drywall all the way around. We made another room. We somehow managed to fit a weight room in here.
Officer Gerking likes to include the student voice on what they decide to build. So one really good example would be the time machine, which is just this little tree stand with 4 walls and a roof that the kids built as a project for engaging in leadership, and he just followed their voice and let them go with it.
Every year the program grew. And every year he'd tell me, I'm keeping it at this number. Next year it would double. 28 kids, 40 kids. And then it was 80 kids. Now, see, we were expecting 130 this year.
So if we talk about prevention and kind of intervention, first of all, what is prevention? What does that mean when we say the word prevention?
Stop it from happening.
Yeah, there you go. Right on. What's your name?
Skylar.
Skylar, thanks. That's exactly it.
So Kwawachi means helping hands in our language in Twelshutsi, and that's how I think of the staff and the team that I work with, is that we're helpers. So we had a couple years where bullying got to be pretty intense at the school, and so we spent all summer, 3 whole weeks, talking about bullying prevention. And another really big push for us as well over the years is we always try to, at least for a few days, address suicide prevention.
When a student is contemplating suicide, a lot of them don't have a sense of identity or belonging, and so if we can establish that here, we've done our job.
A high school boy that wanted to come because he knew that he could spend 3 weeks here being sober. And that was his goal. And I told him, I'll keep you sober for 3 weeks. But you got to work on it too, but you can come.
If you study it all or you follow it all, what helps kids avoid negative behavior, resiliency, for instance, you find that there's certain factors, care and support from individuals, opportunity to contribute to their community, and high expectations. This program pretty much covers all of those.
What we hope the camp will do is build that resilience in them where they can solve it themselves, that they know the right people to go see, and they also know when to step forward and when to step back.
For generations, our elders have told us we carry the wounds of our previous generations. My grandmother was at Puyallup Indian School. She ran away 8 times before they wouldn't take her back anymore, so she didn't want to stay there for whatever reason, and she wouldn't talk about it either. To be able to look at that and understand that she had hurts from that and carried hurts from that, and then those were carried on through my mother and through myself, but that I don't have to feel shame about that, and none of our kids have to feel shame about that, but understanding that we could have that hurt, and we can move on from it. We can heal it and move on from it.
What Great Camp does is it gives kids something to do, something positive, role models to look up to, people to learn from.
Giving the children another option helps them to stay off the streets, helps them to say you could go play baseball, you could go swimming, you could go fishing, you could go do all these other things. You don't have to be out there on that street.
They're actually kids being kids and so nice to each other, helping each other, and growing into these young people, just becoming counselors, and even at the school, they go back to school and then they want to help there too. It's really made a difference in the whole community, I believe.
We have 10 rules of the canoe. The first one is every stroke we take is one less we have to make. Keep going, even against the most relentless winds or tides. Somehow a canoe moves forward.
For us, it's a little bit hard to pinpoint where culture starts and ends. We have culture kind of woven through the whole program.
You could have a camp where they just have fun, and maybe that would be good enough. But by teaching them culture and kawachi and leadership, you're getting so much more for your buck and for your time.
We try and develop these kids to be leaders from the time they're in 4th grade and not just follow somebody doing what they know is wrong. And that's also part of the curriculum in the GREAT program is how do you get around somebody's asking you to smoke something or be part of a gang, and we teach them how the skills, refusal skills and things like that on why not to do it and how not to do it.
people have kind of been shown that gangs don't really do much for the community, whereas this and programs like it, where you're all about your community and about, you know, being together and being healthy together, that's what makes a community healthy.
Our crime rate's gone down there, gang-wise, probably close to 80%, I'd say, or more. We used to have 130, 140 vandalism complaints a year, police ones we got involved in that were gang-related. And I think in the last 3 years we've had 4. And a lot of that is, my belief is in getting to it before the kids get really invested in the gang issues, which is like 4th grade. You know, you want to have a prevention program, and that's what I really believe in.
It doesn't matter where you come from or what's happened to you at home. When you come into our school and on our campus, you get a fresh start every day. We got the youth that are great camp leaders. We have the younger kids that are looking forward to going to camp, and we have our police officers there every day, and they are showing the kids the right way.
This place makes me feel free. I like it. It gives me a good feeling inside.
One thing I think I've learned from camp is that family isn't just blood. Over the years, Dakota was my counselor, and she's been here ever since, like, till now. She's still on here. And so growing up with those people, you create a family bond.
I learned how to be patient and step back and learn to keep my emotions under control.
Great Camp is a huge factor in the reason why I was able to go to college and actually get a full ride scholarship, because my scholarship was for leadership, and I really learned that here.
My tribe is Blackfeet, and my favorite part of the day was swimming.
I'm from the Puyallup Tribe. My favorite part of the day was when we hopped on the canoe and we thought it was going to tip over. That was funny.
Hi, I'm Toby Joseph. I'm Iroquois, Ute, Apache, a lot of other tribes. My favorite part of the day was probably seeing all the Sasquatch kids firing off arrows on the archery range.
I could just go on and on and on about success stories with kids. Some have gone on to college. Some have gone on to serve our country in the military. Some have become police officers like me, and they're pillars in the community.
I want to be a leader like this, like I am here. I want to be able to go to college. I didn't even really think about college until I saw the mentors here.
At first, I wanted to be a cop because of OG. I really wanted to be a cop, and then eventually I started looking around and I'm like, maybe I want to go into the military now.
They're little kids. They have no understanding of what it takes to run a camp or to be a leader. And then by the time they're sophomores, juniors in high school, freshmen in high school, they are leaders. And they keep choosing the program over the other things.
Showing the students another way, just at a camp, it seems silly to think that would be a solution, but it really is. It definitely helps all the kids. And, from seeing kids, cursing every day to responding to you respectfully, is like, whoa, what happened? And then, I don't know, it's amazing, I can't put into words how amazing it is, except for I want to stop saying amazing.
Great camp rules. Just saying. One more time.